What exactly is a 360 deal, and is it really all that bad for artists? We'll go over the pros and cons in today's video. If you're not subscribed already, click that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get updates on every new video on the channel, because this stuff is important for you to be educated about marketing and deals in the music industry. All right, so the 360 deal has gotten a bad rap for a lot of very valid reasons. But then the other side of it that artists don't consider, it's truly because the artistic, industry and the mindset of it is not very business savvy. So on one side, it's kind of naive to think that a label wouldn't do something like that. And the other side is, yeah, there's a legit thing about that's pretty predatory to sign an 18-year-old to a deal like this. But we'll go over that in this video. So what is a 360 deal? Let's just define it. So it is a business relationship between an artist and a music company. What it's doing is taking revenue from all of the revenue streams from an artist. So streaming, merch sales, ticket sales, performance royalties, endorsement deals, all of it, like your songwriting royalties, if you write songs, like all of it is taking the money back from all of it, because there is an advance that they give artists. So with a 360 deal, they're going to give you a check up front that, hey, we want you to make music full time, or to make the money back that we just gave you. It might be like $1 million that they give you, or something like that. That they don't just give you $1 million because they like you. They give you $1 million because they want to make their money back. So they're going to make their money back from all those different revenue streams that I just mentioned. Now, here's where it can get into a little bit of predatory behavior. One, if that artist is really young and they don't have any representation, they don't really understand what they're signing. Yes, you are still responsible. That's why you should watch videos like this and go through all the videos on our channel so that you understand what you're doing. So at 18, you're still responsible for making stupid decisions. But at the same time, should there be somebody to walk them through this, at least tell them, like, here's some key points that you understand what this means? I think yes, that's the kind thing to do, especially to like an 18-year-old. Now, if you're 25 and older, 30 years old, and you don't read something that you're about to sign away just because somebody gives you a check, you're essentially bringing that on yourself at that point. But even then, somebody can be a little bit more kind and say, have you read over something like this? Do you understand these contracts? Not as much as like a holding the hand as somebody younger, but still to a degree to be nice. Now, that's where people really get into, 360 deals. They screw over artists. They're, predatory. That's kind of what they're talking about. In addition to taking the rights to somebody's like name, image, and likeness. That means that if you wanted to profit off your likeness and your name, you still would not be able to do that in a 360 deal. So whatever revenue you get, it's essentially taking any opportunity you have to make money at all away from you virtually. With other recording contracts, it might just be that the company is taking a part of the streaming revenue or the sync licensing, and you actually get to keep the rest of your rights, your performances, your sponsorships, your merch. If you write other future songs, like, you get to keep all that, and we'll just take this deal over here for these royalties. They might take a bigger percentage, obviously, because they're not getting the rest of those, and they still have to spend marketing budget to push your music, but it's more of like a partnership in that way. The 360 deal is more so you work for us now, which is why they're giving you that advance. So here's your money you can live on, and you need to get to work to make this money back. Now, these were a little history. These were made in response to the decline of music sales in the early 2000s. So there was a lot of piracy going on. People were not paying for music, which the streaming industry has made better, but there's still further improvements to be made. And the first deal was believed to be done with the band Paramore. So did it work out for them? A lot of people say, yeah. Paramore had a lot of success, and they likely made enough money to pay back that advance and then have splits going forward of some of their royalties so they can still get paid afterwards. So it will really depend. Like, is this a good thing for artists? Is it a bad thing? One, it will depend how hard the record label is going to push you afterwards. So let's say they give you this advance and then they actually don't do a good job of promoting your projects going forward. Going to be harder for you to pay back that amount that you owe them and you signed on. Let's say your music does hit and you get a lot of deals out of it. You get a lot of endorsements. You guys are doing a bunch of live shows. You got world tours and all that. Probably worked out for you at that stage. Now, you always need to make sure you're reading your contract start to finish. They can be really boring, especially if you don't know all the legalese going on in them. So if you are not going to read it, have somebody on your team who can at least read the contracts. So that might be your manager, and they'll probably get a percentage. If they're your manager, they've been doing a good job. It might be a lawyer that you hire. If you have some money to hire a lawyer to read it over for you and just break down what it means, then that is another option. Or if you want to educate yourself, you can read it yourself. Once you get used to reading a few of them, it's not the hardest thing in the world to read. You're just looking for nuanced language. Make sure you have clear-cut terms. Whether that clear-cut term is saying, hey, we're going to take these whatever percentage of these rights in perpetuity, that's one thing to consider, especially if you're only signing away like a single or something versus your entire catalog. A company might want more skin in the game because they're going to spend more money and they're not going to get a percentage of your entire catalog. So those are things to look out for. Look for specific terms. Make sure that you understand what you're signing, especially for our younger people watching this video. And if you have more leverage, you can get a better deal. That's the way business works around the world. It's not just the music industry, that's in anything. If you have more things to bring to the table, you will get a better deal. So that's why it's best for a lot of indie artists to not sign away their entire catalog. Maybe just sign away a couple projects, and somebody can promote your music for free, and you can still keep the ownership of a lot of your catalog going forward. So that is it for today's video, guys. If you have music to submit, feel free to submit music to us. We do not do 360 deals. What we have is more of the structure of we'll just take a percentage of streaming, sync licensing. You keep the rest over here. And we also obviously have our promotion services where we do Spotify promotion, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram ads. You've seen our ads a bunch. Most of you watching this have seen our ads somewhere because they work and we know advertising. So click those links to submit and get promotion, and click the subscribe button. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you get updates on every new video. And if you think we missed anything about the 360 deals, leave it in the comment section and we will go in there and help you guys out. We'll catch you in the next video.